Alright, so check it out. My tracker is basically telling me that I am 27% into my workload for the day. Got over 3,000 steps in, getting it done. I'm dragging ass because I'm not feeling well and I'm tired and my body's aching and uh, like getting hot flashes and stuff. So, but that's when you gotta focus. That's when you gotta kind of put down the nutrition plan ahead. I use my app, First Form app. We go in with me when you get it with the membership with me. Your app, premier access to your app is included with your membership. So take advantage of the membership options. You get a lot out of it. Okay. The big thing for me is to track the food. I log my workouts. There's a live stream every morning, even and it's recorded. So if you're not on the same time zone, and you need to get that done, like get all that done. You have a direct chat app with me. I get to see all of your inputted data. I think which is the most vital thing about utilizing the app is that it puts you in a direct link with your coach, with your advisor, so that we can more closely monitor your progress. Okay, but on to lunch, right? Or second meal of the day, basically, right? So first meal, I had my coffee and some oatmeal. Got some work all done this morning, dealing with phone calls and had to go shopping and again, like I said, just kind of dragging ass, but we're gonna get it done. This is gonna treat this because you're feeling this way, and sometimes we get really hardcore sore and not feeling well after workouts, really hard workouts. So we need to treat this as a recovery day. We need to eat well, eat balanced. We're gonna keep our protein up. So studies and research indicate that when you're in a recovery phase or when you're sick, you actually need more protein than what you would normally have. It's 110%, so 10% more during those kind of recovery phases. Yeah, that's not candy, right? This is a collection. We just use the container to collect spare change. Okay. So, but for lunch, I use the app to pre-track everything and then go in throughout the day and edit and make little changes as needed, but it's really good to plan ahead. Okay, so we start here. Look, first of all, I want to point out the size of these bowls, right? So this bowl, my bowl, is very big. This is the regular size bowl from the same set. So we can see it's much bigger. Okay, so I'm gonna put that aside for a minute. Again, microfactor. Look, these are micronutrients. Micronutrients are designed to help you absorb the nutrition from your macronutrients, which is what we track mostly when we're talking about this stuff. This has fruits and veggies. It's got essential fatty acids. It's got mycotin. Is antioxidant, probiotic. It's basically got everything that I need in there. And so I can take a couple of these in a day, particularly because I don't need a lot of fish. So this essential fatty acid and some of these extra vitamins and minerals, because I'm in a cut, come in really handy. And sometimes you want to get it in a little faster. So you notice sometimes you take vitamin and then your urine becomes kind of fluorescent, we call it like nuclear waste, right? But those just the extra vitamins kind of running through. If you're by the next meal or like half the day through, like your pee is clear again and it's looking like water, man, like you probably need to take another one just to make sure that we're getting it in. Anyways, that's that. If you want them, hit me up. I can give you the direct link if you don't have one already. But that's the basic Every day I take a pack of these, at least one. Some days I'll take 4 packs of that in a day, so don't worry. Anyways, again, on the roughage, 2 cups, right? And for all that, look, it's only 2 grams of fiber, so not too bad. But look, uh, here, and I talk about this all the time, is this carb balance whole wheat tortillas is only 40 calories, right? But gives you a great deal of um, fiber. Look, 12 grams of fiber. Okay, so 2 of those in a day, like you already got enough fiber in your diet, plus whatever else you eat. It's gonna get there. So if you have digestive problems or moving on to a high protein diet kind of gets you constipated, man, get enough fiber in your diet, get enough water in your diet. Look here, here's the other trick. Okay, I pre-mix my Formula One clear. I like the strawberry limeade. Although they moved my Formula One watermelon flavor onto the clear. Okay, so it's better and easier to mix with water. It's not as creamy, right? The regular Formula One, that's how it is. It's kind of milkshakey, right? It's kind of like a watered down milkshake. Um, so it's kind of creamy, but it's very refreshing. Whereas the level one is like super creamy and slow digesting protein. Okay, but this is a clear isolate and is intended to be taken up into the body very quickly, rapidly. So while I'm staying hydrated, I'm also taking in extra protein, right? So when we're in a cut, we got to get our protein up, 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 up. Probably 1.5 times what you already normally would take. That's gonna put you in a range where you're not gonna be really losing a lot of muscle while we're cutting the fat down. Okay, protein supports the body's structural mass. Everything else is filler. Energy, water, right? Like these do things, but the structural stuff in your body is protein. Okay, prioritize protein. Okay, so but these are really good. Like I said, it's only 40 calories, and honestly, look, 1 gram of net carbs because there's so much fiber, so that's really good. Then we have this is my tortilla, right? So I normally you can roll it, use it, eat it like aside, like bread, whatever. I usually just kind of chop it up and put it in there with the hot sauce and stuff. And then we have each of these is 4 ounces already, pretty measured, right? I've talked before about meal prepping your main dishes and your sides kind of separately so that it's easy to plug and play and change your meals up depending on what your needs might change unexpectedly kind of midday. Okay, so don't get hung up on that. So in my recipes in my app, I call this a Mexican stir fry. Okay, so it's ground beef with the Mexican spices, taco spices, peppers, garlic, stuff like that, onion. There's some corn. There's jalapeno carrots and in brine and some corn. Okay, so look, each one of those is 4 ounces of that particular thing, and so when you're making a recipe in the app, you input everything even as like a large dish. So if you're making a big pot full of stuff, and you're not really sure how to gauge or track that, we can put that in there and then break it down per how much total volume it made, or how many servings, or however you want to break down per cup or ounces or whatever. It's very flexible on that. But once you input all of that, you can save it and break it down into a per serving or per ounce measurement so that when you go search and input that meal, it will automatically have the macros just like when we scan the barcodes on other stuff, kind of pre-packaged and processed things, has a barcode. Scan the barcode, goes right in there. You put how many you had, and it's in there. Okay, so there you go. I'm just gonna add some hot sauce, and then I have my lunch. So stay tuned for the rest of the day.